System Conference Room, and today the Executive Director for the National Commission on Disability, Ambassador Daintowon will address the media. So, member of the media, member of the press, you are welcome to the press conference.
Members of the press and our peace-loving people of the Republic of Liberia, with emphasis on persons with disability across the 15 political subdivisions. And as you are aware, disability got over 13 categories. But in Liberia, the category people interact on a day-to-day basis are the physically challenged, those who use the wheelchair, the crutches, those who walk without assisted device like the way I walk, and the deaf. And so, I call today for us to be able to ensure that we continue to bring sense to the discourse void of sentiment, because our motherland, Liberia, will never fall. Let me say a very big thank you to few media houses and practitioners who have been very, very professional, and I would be very ungrateful if I don't mention them. And these are people who balance their story no matter how it looks like, whether it's in their interest or not. I say thank you to True FM in an open way. I say thank you to Joy FM, Freedom FM, and Voice of Liberia for being very professional in balancing their story to the point that they will call me whatever time and location to say this is the information that is going on. We want to hear your side of the story. I think that is very, very important, and I say a big thank you to that. I came to bury Caesar and not oppress him, for the evil man does live after them. I'm not here today to respond to a lot of things that people have said, but there are a few key things that we must be able to provide clarity on so that our people can know. Because sometimes the wrong thing people say goes very fast than the truth. So we are here to give the rightful information, as character and integrity is the only reason why we are seated here. Because I've always said to people, I should be by the roadside saying, hello, please help me. I have been in the community of persons with disability very actively from 2004. I became a woman with disability at age 5, and I've lived in Liberia all my life. And upon my ascendancy through the opportunity, I call it opportunity and privilege, because every person with disability deserves this, and this is why I'm grateful every day of my life to His Excellency Ambassador Dr. George Manawia. Because throughout my advocacy from 2004 up to the time he afforded me this opportunity, no government could see me fit to become an official of government to place their trust and confidence in me, but he did for me to serve myself. So when I got this position, I asked myself a few questions, and I will list those questions. The first question I asked myself was, Daintowon, will you be a servant or a boss? The second question, will you be open to organizations of persons with disability and members of the community of persons with disability who are registered with government? Daintowon, will you structure the National Commission on Disability across the 15 political subdivisions, or NCD will only be a Maserati base? Will you create that awareness that people with disability across Liberia will know that there's a body that is established for government, by government that is responsible for them? Will you be a regular person that will ensure a regular coordination meeting among heads of organizations of persons with disability and women with disability to give information on everything that is happening at the level of the commission? Will you be accessible, that anytime people with disability want to see you, they will have access to you? Will you be the agent of the change you have advocated for? Because you know many a time people will be activists. When you give them opportunity, they become the opposite of everything they have said. Daintowon, will there be a circle that you will open up, or will you work in an open way? Meaning, will you have a clique in a community of persons with disability that you feel you can work with to satisfy your quest? Will you strengthen a relationship with the National Commission on Disability and Development partners? Will you be insulted, or will you take these things personal when you are insulted? Will you understand that disability go with trauma and everything and be able to work in a way that this community can become a community that people will look up to? Will this lead you to the destiny in becoming a tolerant person with resilience? Lastly, will you be focused, taking all corrections? These were the questions I asked myself. The National Commission on Disability, as you may be aware, is an autonomous agency, which is a government agency where 3 qualified persons with disability are appointed by the president to work at the will and pleasure of the president. And this commission was established in 2005 with the mandate of having jurisdiction over all matters appertaining to the welfare and well-being of persons with disability, carrying out programs, projects, providing educational support through budgetary allotment. And then this commission, through this budgetary support, have been able to structure across district. If you go at the level of the 73 district, we have district coordinator for operation and secretary. At the level of the county, we have county coordinator for operation and secretary. We divided Liberia into 3 regions, 5 counties per region. Each of them are represented by regional coordinators. What are the key points today? Let me play a little devil advocate. As an appointee of government, who do you expect me to support? Which seat I'm sitting in? If this government leaves and another government comes, will they take me? Will I remain here as a person? Pay-Bayee. Few things that were said by few media houses that Daintowon Pay-Bayee took voter registration card of person with disability to tell them, say, go and vote for the president. That is false. That is misleading. And I challenge it. Let them bring the evidence. When they bring the evidence, I can say to them, I will subject myself to whatever court, and that the election commission can be able to take its course. I have never, at any point in time, Daintowon, a daughter of Miwase Pay-Bayee, may his soul rest in peace, from Yahweh Mention Glaze up here in Nima County, have never taken voter registration card from any person with disability to say, come, let's go and buy your card. The first thing, I'm not going to go behind the box to vote for you. You have to go by yourself to sit and vote, or to stand and vote, or if you are visually impaired and there are no tactile ballot at a place, you go with a trusted person. So tell me, Pay-Bayee will go with a voter registration card and give it to the next time and say, holy, that person going behind. How am I going to do that? How possible is that? So it is false, it is misleading, it is not true, and if people don't have platform, stop using our condition to create platform for yourself. The second issue, upon our ascendancy, the National Commission on Disability have been working with 25 institutions of persons with disability. And these 25 institutions of persons with disability, according to the mandate of the commission is to subsidize institutions of persons with disability. So when there were 25, each of these OPWD organizations of persons with disability, the highest subsidy they ever received was less than $200 USD. When we took over, through the support of His Excellency Ambassador Dr. George Manoia, after the National Disability Summit that we had, and came up with a National Disability Strategic Roadmap, where in our roadmap we highlighted 9 thematic areas that can become a priority of government. It was based upon that our budget was increased, and when we did a call out to get all institutions of persons with disability that were registered with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with article incorporation and business registration, which is the requirement, we realized across the 15 political subdivisions that we have 78 institutions of persons with disability that were not part of this institution, including the others. So when we added everything, currently we work with 78 institutions of persons with disability. If you're working with 78 institutions of persons with disability, will you prioritize one institution and get them more money than the others? That is the question that the public need to answer. Because somebody will say, Pay-Bayee giving us $600 per as she gave subsidies. We have over all of these institutions that are to implement projects and programs. And we have to make sure we take care of all of them and do all of these things. And there's nothing we do without our regular meeting to be able to provide the clarity. Key person with disability came to me, and like people will say, we used to do it this way. And doing it this way is not a way that I've been helping the people, but an inclusive way that makes everybody to be a part of society. One of the breeding ground of conflict in the past in the community of persons with disability have been the exclusion of people with disability and lack of awareness on the function and the existence of the National Commission on Disability. Lastly, the issue of the appreciation that took place on the Stephen Thomas page. After our budget was increased during the 2022 budget year, and we have a particular portion that had to do with the empowerment project that we did, where we empower county coordinators, we empower persons with disability, and so forth. The Maserati structures and key visually impaired came to me at the office and they said to me, Pay-Bayee, this is the only president that I've been able to sit with us in person. This is the only president that I provided an opportunity that today disability is across all policies and programs. There's no partners or development partner across the country that are working on anything that will not include disability. Let's appreciate the president. So I said, wow, this is a good idea. Then he said to me, Pay-Bayee, what we want you to do, try to get a date and time. So as the Commission on Disability, we now start to lobby for date and time. They started far back at May 2023. But then the schedule of the president, you all are aware that is something you got to book in advance and all of that. So we kept on it until when we got around the election, few of them said, hey, it's good. What we'll do, can we add a word endorsement? Maybe it will be able to help us quickly because as this process coming up, this is the president that we believe that the eve of the Christmas will tell you how the Christmas look. So I said, okay. So we changed the nomenclature, still we couldn't get a time. So after the first round, they said to me, Pay-Bayee, we beg you, try by all means, now that this election is going for runoff, let's see how best we can get this day. Finally, we got a green light. And the green light we got was that we had a date, we had a time that we were going to have the program. So I went back to them. And again, the very person with disability who came with this idea of appreciating the president were the one who collected money among themselves to buy the gift that you saw presented. And then they said to themselves, let us get a lapel that will be identified in. So a few of the women with disabilities said, I'm selling lapel. And they said, okay, we're going to patronize your lapel. So they now went and started to get the lapels to buy it. If you watch the video, the lapels a lot of people had, I didn't even have it. Because they bought their lapel like long ago and they've been with them. Even it got to a point where they were getting the lapel from, the lapel finished, and they had to get different shade of blue and all of that. So that was the whole idea. And this particular program, it was not like to say, they told them, say, when you come, we pay your way. No. Only the county coordinators that were coming, they were the one, because the 15 county coordinators said we want to be at that program to speak. So they said, okay, when the 15 county coordinators come, we'll work around a way that we can get them back. But as you're aware, when you are appreciating the president, during this kind of period, somebody would say, whoever comes as a senior official of government, there might be expectation from people which happen, person with disability are human being, and like everybody would think that same way. But we're not to say somebody went and say, come, we give you money. No, that did not happen. Or else, all of the people that are speaking with them, you say, they say, they will give all $50 US, or they say, they will give all 1,000 they will take, but nobody will tell you, say, they say, they will give all this. No, because it was never said. So after the event, the very group that organized the event said, Pay-Bayee, we'll go to them and talk to all of them. What we had on our feet was water. Water was available to everybody. So at the end of the event, that was how everybody started leaving and so forth. Again, there are few persons who might have failed somehow and they decided, but what we learned, honestly, was few key media practitioners came to them and said to them, you know what, you're German, you're black. There were even people names that were called, that were able to buy them liquor and other things, but they did well for themselves. What I would say is that this president of the Republic of Liberia, and we person with disability, we are wearing our shoes. I said to people, just ask and become a person with disability for 20 minutes. I'm not telling you 1 hour. Let your eye go away for 20 minutes or your hand be off for 20 minutes, or your legs go off for 20 minutes, then you will know what we are talking about. And for me, when we are talking about what the president has done for us that we appreciate, we're not saying it because we are seated to where we are seated. No. We are saying it because it's the reality, and every person with disability you talk to will tell you. Many a time when we invite key people to our event, and we're very happy, and I want to say a very big thank you to the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Because when you see the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, you have seen the President, and not the Chief of Office staff also. Listen to me. Many a time when we invite people, they feel that when they come among people with disability, they will have certain order. So they don't come. They send sometimes the least staff in the office to come to us. Check from 2004. Follow the community of persons with disability and see where we have had higher official of government coming in our event. Very difficult. They will give excuse. But this president sat with us at Ministerial Complex, and some of you were there. The video is still on the National Commission on Disability page for 4 hours. What more you expect? He didn't stop there. Every support, you see, we persons with disability, when we are appointed in position or given opportunity, what makes us effective is support. When I was appointed in that position, if they are not giving me the support, I would have been a public ridicule. And when I took that job, there was no turnover ceremony. It is the very people in government that have been guiding me and helping me. That this is my first big official of government job. I've worked in civil society, I've worked as heads of organizations of persons with disability, I've represented Liberia internationally and globally and all of that, but this is the first big responsibility. And if they are not been because of the support and guidance of the government, I would have been a public ridicule, and people will say, who can tell you disabled people, now how they looking, they can do nothing. So we are very appreciative to this president. And if our appreciation, and if all of what we are saying will lead our parents and our mothers to vote president, we are on Tuesday, we got no regret about that. Because the eve of the Christmas will tell you how the Christmas will go. And we persons with disability, we are a burden on our family. When you help us, indirectly you become like a god to our family. So our gathering, the chairs you saw there was over 2,500 pieces of chairs. And you saw people still standing across the field for many of you who were there. It was out of appreciation of a grateful heart of recognition and independence. Today, when the government received letter from outside, from diplomats, that letter is sent to us at the commission to advise the government on what should be their response to that country that have written them. That is the independence that we have cried for. And today I can say to anyone, the achievement we have had in less than 1 year plus was never something we dreamed of from 2004 up to now. This is why we are grateful to President George Manawia. And I can say to the Liberian people, as Pay-Bayee sitting right here, number 2 is the right way to go. And that's I say with no apology. And thank you very much as we take your question.
All right, thank you, Pastor Pay-Bayee. Okay. Please move over from Prime FM.
All right, so my name is Prince. I report for Prime FM, and I also report for Focus on Liberia TV. So I have 2 concerns. The first one is, this is not the first time we've seen a program organized by the Commission on Disabilities entering in the kind of their law. It's happened most of the time when you are disobeying foods on holidays. The 26th holiday we saw it, and many other times. What is responsible for that? The second aspect of my question is, you said you have over 70% segment of the people living with disabilities. And this endorsement program, it was previously appreciation. They don't began endorsement program according to you. How well were those people informed? How did they get to the place? Because the place was jam-packed. So I'm trying to find out how did they get there, since it was not something that benefit them, because we Liberians know that whenever you see political program park, something must be inside. So how well were they informed?
Thank you so much. So like I said, the nomenclature, we tried to change it before the first round, but when the runoff came up, we maintained it as the appreciation. The program sheet carry appreciation. The banner on our Facebook page carry appreciation. So this is what happened. The coordinator, the 17 district coordinators of Maserati, along with the county coordinator of Maserati, were the one who did the mobilization. They went from community to community and were able to tell the people, this is the event we came up with, this is something we've all been talking about, and this is how it is. So they were the one who mobilized people with disability. And one of the coordinators from District 11, Mova Saki, said, Pay-Bayee, you know that when I brought 83 persons, but then with the 83 persons I mobilized, there were other people who followed that I didn't even invite. Can you imagine? So they came willingly. It was not a Pay-Bayee went to them and said, you come. No, it was the whole team that planned a program that did everything. If you look on the entire program sheet, the only role I played there was vote of 10. And when Pay-Bayee is organizing an event, you will see a special statement by the National Commission on Disability for all our programs with the distribution of rights. And the only situation we have had that people have been disenchanted, like you said, is the distribution of the rights. But there have been no program, again, no program that we have had this. With the distribution of rights, this is what happened. When I took over, you know, the Office of the President provide during festive season with the mind that every Liberian at least should have some smile on their faces, decide to prioritize our community. So they gave us rice and they gave us soup can. The first question they asked me, Pay-Bayee, how many persons with disability you think in Maserati? And the support is only meant for Maserati. It's not for other county because steps to million miles begin with 1. And you get it? So we informed them. And when they asked me, honestly, between you and myself, I didn't know that in Maserati, people with disability were very huge in Maserati. So the first time they asked me, I told them 600 bed rest would be okay. When they gave me the 600 bed rest, we shared the 600 bed rest and they finished. Then I called them. I said, we share the 600 bed rest, but the whole place is still overcrowded. So they said, then how many beds? I said, we can send 300 beds, it will be okay. 300 beds, finished. We kept calling until we realized that we distributed, during our first distribution, we distributed 1,500 beds of rights. Beside the beds of rights that we took to institutions of persons with disability that are homestay. Because they are homestay institutions of people with disability where people live for the rest of their lives. So those homestays, we carry 50 beds of rights to each of them. So beside that, at that time we had 12, now we got 18. Because we're going to Nima, we're going to Bombing, we're going to Basso, to where the homestays are right now. So that was it. When we did the first distribution in July of 2021, in December, people with disability across the rest of the country said to me, Pay-Bayee, this distribution, the way only in Maserati, we're not happy about that. Let it be going across the county. I said, please, we'll be able to love it and do that, but not now. My brother, 2022 July, you know what person with disability did? We were giving 3,000 with a bed rest. When they realized that it was 3,000 with a bed rest, the MTA, when people with disability ride MTA, we don't pay. It's a policy that I've been with MTA. So people with disability don't pay. So what they did, from bombing, they said, you know what we'll do? Let you on the MTA will go. Even the MTA driver say with many, when we come back, we'll pay something. So they got on the MTA, they came. Basso came, Keman came, Nima came, Bonkante came. The group became overwhelmed. So what we did when we distributed the rights, in everything we do, we come to them openly with a microphone or megaphone and talk to them. When the rest got finished, when we kept calling, like this one distribution, we distributed 3,500 bags of rice. People from Bapolu was here. And so far, you can follow up. Bapolu coordinator is Jion Kole. Grand Basso coordinator is Elizabeth. She's a female. Nima is Abigail Bonkante. Bonkante is Romeo Howard. Ask them. They will tell you, we told the people the distribution is not meant for us yet, it's meant for Maserati, but they will come. So that's what happened. And you know, it's almost like you're in the water and you're drowning and you saw a cut life to hold to claim. If this had been something done from the foundation of Liberia, I don't think you will have people with disability, even in the street, saying, hello, please help me. But it's almost like the abandonment starts with our family, because if the husband sells you positively or negatively, the street will not buy it. So this is the precedent that is trying. So hopefully, in the next 6 years, we believe by the grace of God people will be asking, where are the people with disability that used to be in the street with the support?
Thank you. My name is Sekou Aminada Kwan and I report for Strong FM and Strong TV. We sit at a commission that preserves over persons with disability from different religious, ethnic, and political background. From the appreciation program, what was your investigation on earth that led to such protests? Because at that protest, there were denigrating statements made by persons with disability. What are your investigation on earth?
One thing I will say to you, when we person with disability, even our Pay-Bayee that sitting here, let me not sugarcoat it. When we get disappointed, the first thing that comes to our mind, this is happening because of my condition. Two things. We either start to cry, we either misbehave, we either cause trouble, or we either do something else. That is associated with disability. If I take it for myself, I lie to you. Because disability is something nobody wants to accept. The first thing when we went, the me visually impaired people that was able to plan this entire occasion. William Yasia, I'm not hauling the name, Oscar Ya, they were the brain behind this whole thing. So they went around talking to people and they left. There were few of the people who said to them, out of 2,500 people, those people you saw angry couldn't even reach 25. We respect that. There were some of them that personally were able to say, okay, we'll find a way for you to get back. We'll find a way for you to get back. We'll find a way for you to get back. And a few of them said, the father, you said the person was coming, and the appreciation, the person will appreciate it. The person, the morning, somebody called on freedom, and then the journalist said to them, they said, oh, Pay-Bayee get our money. And then they said to the person, how Pay-Bayee got your money? He said, because we're appreciating the president was supposed to come there. So, say the president was supposed to come there, Pay-Bayee get our money. And the person said, but if the president can't, how Pay-Bayee get your money? And you get it? But what I can say to you, again, we told them, and we'll always say, we are sorry for those of them who feel bad. But this occasion was occasion emanated from people with disability and not a commission. Every time the commission has had program, we understand that people with disability feel challenged with transportation. You even heard me say when we distribute the rest go with transportation and soup time. Because if you get them there, please rest. Where do go cooking with? They will still go down the car road to say, hello, please help me to cook the rest. We gotta be real. But this particular event, and we ask them over and over, you're sure you will be able to have this event? And they are targeted beneficiaries. They say we want to target about 3,000 people. We want to target about this people. That was how it happened. So it was not like to say, but every time the commission had events, we will lodge them. Those who come in from the country, we will lodge them, we will feed them, and we will transfer them back. We have celebrated the World Working Day. Those are our Christmas Day. The World Working Day. The Deaf Week, which is in the last week in September. From the last week in September is the Deaf Week. The World Working Day, the 15th of October every year. The International Day of Persons with Disability, which is our Christmas Day, is December 3rd. And you saw a massive celebration of those days with direct support from the government through the National Commission on Disability.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Madam Pay-Bayee. My name is Emmanuel Colley. I report for the Liberia Broadcasting System. In essence, what's the overall goal for today's press conference? I just want you to be synopsis. That's one. And you bragged about this government supporting PWDs and the commission. Comparatively, how was it before you took over? And in terms of budgetary allotment, how much has the commission received over the last years that you took over since you became the chairperson of the commission?
Thank you so much, and I respect your choice of word. The first thing we say here, there were key points. One is being carried to our people that I took people voter registration card to tell them come and vote. Daintowon sitting here is an IVLP, which is an international visitor fellow under the State Department. My character I fought to build in this unwanted condition, people will not play with it. So there have been no time that I took people voter registration card. I think I said it. The next issue was people saying that we were not giving them huge subsidy. And the reason is simple. The commission was working with 25 organizations of persons with disability first. Now we're working with 78 registered institutions of persons with disability. You expect to receive the same thing you were receiving when the number increased. I said no. And you as a media practitioner, you can answer that. The National Commission on Disability Budgetary Allotment. Article 7 of the Act that created the National Commission on Disability says that immediately upon the passage of this Act, there should be budgetary allotment to the Commission to enable it function. I was part of those who paraded and presented a petition for the establishment of the Commission. In 2005, the first budgetary allotment to the Commission was 75,000 United States dollars. It started to grow from 75,000 to 200,000 to 150,000, 200,000, it never exceeded 350,000. During the special budget year that you can go and follow up, which was the 6 months as Liberia was going to the rest of the year to start its budgetary year from January, which was going to be in 2022. During that particular year, the budget that we took over upon our appointment was 100,000 because they have used a lot of it before we got to the special budget year. So when we took over, out of the program that we had, if you read the National Disability Roadmap that we did, that we submitted with estimated budget, the budget in it, the estimated budget that will help us run the commission and do a lot of things came around 800 and some more thousand. So the president said to us, with this kind of approach that you have taken, I will add my voice to your voice at the level of the legislature, because people with disability are part of the society and we all need to benefit national resources. So with that, our budget was able to increase for the first of its kind above $500,000, which came out to 629,000 for the first of its kind. Politicians sat to where they sat and said it was dropped in the bucket, but what did you do when you were there? That's my question. Disability people been around from day one. I'm 40 years of age this year. I was born 1983 August 4th. What has happened? So tell me, I graduated from university when I was almost 24 years of age. We got nothing called youthful life. From our childhood, the time we can start experiencing childhood, because you can be completely abandoned by your family. It's almost like when you're 20 years of age. So we don't know anything called youth age. So even I fly when I was Deputy Secretary General for Administration, when my time was finishing, I was regretting because I still wanted to serve the youth and student community, but I was already passing 35, so I got to go away. So you see what it is? So I'm speaking reality. As a person with disability, not talking about people with disability, but something I've lived with all my life.
Thank you.
All right, please.
Yeah, my name is Stephanie Duncan from George, and my own concern here is the cordial relationship with the institutions with the disabled. So you said you are working with 7, 8 institutions. Is the National Union of Organization of Disabled part of that 7 to 8 institution you are working with? And why are there this institution is so much in disagreement with the National Commission on Disability?
Thank you so much. So you know, people with disability responding to each other, sometimes I'm not happy about that. That's why you saw me, I thought to generalize what it was. But with your specific question, the union is a civil society arm of government. It is even a member of the National Civil Society Council. So as a civil society body, you are not to be in direct support of government, which you are aware of, which we respect. But again, the union will tell us, say, Pay-Bayee, the National Commission on Disability should sit on a shoulder and say the arm is thin. How possible is that? I was appointed by government. I'm a presidential appointee, which is a political position. Then you tell me, don't support the play you work. Where have you seen that happen? Never. So the 25 institutions I inherited when I took over, the union was part of it. And the 78 we got, the union is part of it. The union, why the shoot that we needed a union as an umbrella body at that time, because we didn't have a government agency. When the organization of persons with disability came about, what should have happened was that the union would have been a conduit through which you can support the organization of persons with disability. But you see, the disabled community is a whole country by itself. is complicated. Heads of organization of persons with disabilities said to predecessors, our subsidy should come directly to us. And you getting me? Because we are a registered institution, because NUO got article incorporation, and they also got article incorporation. So they tells you, we got article incorporation at the C level, support us directly, and we report to you directly. This have been happening before the death of Naomi, may her soul rest in peace, through which Peter was the first vice president at that time, and then by constitution, he came to become the president. He knows about that. But then he's like, no, perhaps those who went after us, the veteran of the community of persons with disability, they didn't know what they were doing. But if I tell the media practitioner, I will invite all heads of organization of persons with disability in this room. Tell them their money should go through, they do. When they agree, we'll go by that. But if they tell you that my money should come to me and you say no, hey, the problem you see is small. The group that you should pray that they should never demonstrate that they're deaf. Because for them, you're talking, they're not hearing you. Yeah. So it's a community by itself that you got to work with caution. Even when we came to the empowerment program, good number of them say, Pay-Bayee, the empowerment project, you know what, when you do that, prioritize technical vocational education. Because for people to get a job, it's hard. But if you get TV skill, you can create your own job. My deputy, who's a visually impaired person in Reverend Boyman, he laid by soap making. Reverend said, I will train the visually impaired to face soap. They took all the media platforms and said, Pay-Bayee to us say, we must go face soap. Pay-Bayee say, we must go back to school. So I said, okay, you're sorry. Now let me say, oh, that's what the meeting said, but what you want? Otherwise, me, I want make business. Me, I want to do agriculture. Me, I want to do the one. So what they want is what you do. You don't suggest to our community easily. You ask them on what they want, that what they will accept. But if you say you suggest it to them, they will tell you, you want to be well, we can use that object of charity and pity. So you want to take me at the level of object of charity and pity, but then you hear that one coming out, find a way. But it's a community that we live with. And sincerely, I'm not angry with them. And I will never get angry with my people because it's a condition that go with frustration, that go with trauma, that go with everything. Sometimes we become bad to us. But at the end, we will apologize. And I close with this. When the war affected rose up against me, where the police had to evacuate me, where I nearly lost my life, I think that happened like last year. The very group that did it, the next day when I called them on the table for us to talk, they said, hey, Pay-Bayee, sorry, we don't even know what happened. But guess who gave the order? The order was given by Smelly. Smelly is visually impaired and amputated. But this is a visually impaired and amputated man who controls a whole squad. That told them move and they move. So right away we went to Smelly and we negotiated with Smelly. And Smelly said, Pay-Bayee, from today I have security. Smelly was right on our feet. And he walked to the wife right there and said, you're not going. But when he left, before the people violated, and he said he will punish them. But he's the boss. So we got to work with that. That's our community. And sincerely, I love all of you. What I will say to you is that society already see us as problem. Society already see us as burden. Let us find a way through which we can address our situation that make us access to society. I understand what to go through socially. I understand what to go through in every means. If I sit there and fake anything, God will not bless me. God will not bless my one son. Again, let us love Liberia. Liberia is the only country we have. Let's unite as people with disability. And thank you so much. Don't make a mistake on Tuesday. As the media will carry again, vote number 2, and that's the perfect way for the empowerment, improvement of our life. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks for following me. My name is Prince. This has been the press conference presided over by the Executive Director of the Commission on Disability. Thanks for being there. Bye-bye for now.